The Many Characters of Doctor Who. Entry 27, Hal the Archer. Hal the Archer, played by Jeremy Bulloch, was a human servant of Sir Edward of Wessex, played by Alan Rowe, and his wife, Lady Eleanor, played by June Brown, who lived during some point in the 13th century. His mission, which he was sent on in his only appearance in the TV story The Time Warrior, was to kill a ruthless warrior called Irongron, played by David Dacre. Irongron had recently teamed up with a Sontaran called Lynx, who was creating him futuristic weapons in return for Irongron's men helping him to kidnap scientists from the 20th century to help him repair a crash-landed ship. Unfortunately for him, Sarah Jane Smith, played by Elizabeth Sladen, distracted him as he aimed his bow and arrow, and this resulted in him missing his kill shot and being apprehended by Irongron's men. He was nearly executed by a man working for Irongron called Bloodaxe, played by John J. Carney, but was offered a chance to have his life spared if he was able to defeat in combat a robot knight that had been designed by Sontaran Lynx, played by Kevin Lindsay, for Irongron's use in battle. In the event, the Third Doctor, played by John Pertwee, shot the robot knight's controller out of Irongron's hands using a crossbow, and this allowed Hal and Sarah Jane to escape to Wessex Castle. Sarah Jane at this point explained her suspicions that the Doctor was the one who had been kidnapping scientists from her time of the 20th century to the 13th century, and so convinced Hal to kidnap the Doctor, who explained that they had got it all wrong and that Lynx the Sontaran was responsible. Sarah Jane then spiked Irongron's and his men's food, and Hal promptly stole all their weapons while they slumbered. Hal would then go on to kill Lynx by shooting him with an arrow in his probic vent. Hal then went to inform Sir Edward and Eleanor that Irongron, his men and his wizard would no longer cause them any further problems. The Time Warrior is an exceptional story in that it is the debut of Season 11, which was John Pertwee's last as the Doctor. Introduced the long-running character of Sarah Jane Smith, introduced a new title sequence and logo design, and featured the first appearance of the Sontarans as well as the first mention by name of the Doctor's home planet of Gallifrey. Jeremy Bulloch would later gain fame as the body of Boba Fett in the Star Wars film series. The Time Warrior was broadcast on the 15th, 22nd and 29th of December 1973 and the 5th of January 1974. The story was directed by Alan Bromley, written by Robert Holmes, script edited by Terence Dix, who also wrote the novelisation, and produced by Barry Letts. The music was by Dudley Simpson. An audiobook of the novelisation is available, read by Jeremy Bulloch. Working titles for The Time Warrior included The Time Survivor and The Time Fugitive.